Good morning, YouTube. I hope everyone had a great holiday, Christmas, whatever it is that you celebrate out there. And oh crap, gotta change clothes. All right, that's better. Ooh, yeah, nah. All right, so today I'm gonna be showing you how to do dynamic product photography, and this is where you see a subject in the middle with a bunch of things, objects, maybe ingredients floating around the photo. So we're going to do a little bit of compositing different photos together into one crisp, clean image. I have to go to the store to go get some barbecue skewers and some cranberries, and I cannot forget my Red Bull this morning. So that's what we're going to do. Right, so I thought I'd switch y'all to the phone so I don't have to lug around the camera. I love how this picture is. I love living downtown Colorado because everything is right where I need it to be. Like Walmart is literally like 3.5 blocks away, and that's where I'm going to get all my ingredients for today's shoot, which I can't wait for you all to see, by the way. Walmart did not have everything that I needed, so I'm heading to Hobby Lobby. And hopefully they have everything I needed. I need a few more aesthetic pieces for the set design of this shoot. And yeah, we're gonna go on Hobby Lobby and see if we have any luck. All right, so thank you, Hobby Lobby, for having everything that I needed. Now let's get back to my apartment / studio / whatever you want it to be, and let's get to shooting. YouTube, now that we are back, I have the set up already. Today we're going to be shooting Soylent protein shake. Yeah, it's a ready to drink meal, but that's not the point. Point is, we are going to shoot this in a very dynamic way with a bunch of stuff floating around, and I'm going to show you how we do it. So we're going to have 2 of these, one for the display and one that we're actually going to crack open. I have a piece of tree, which that's what I got from Hobby Lobby. They saved my life. I also have another one, but I think this one will fit it more. You can get these for about 10 bucks. I have strawberries, which I'm going to cut up and add to the set for this. I have skewers, which that's what we're going to use to make things float around the object. And the set contains, we shoot on the Nikon Z7 today, tethered to the MacBook Pro on Lightroom. I like using tethered capture via Lightroom, and with the continuous lighting, still the same lighting setup we always use, 2 Godox XL 60 watt continuous LED lights. And the reason why I like to do the tethered capture is because I can, in the live mode, is because I can see it as I manipulate the light. I can see what my photo is going to look like before I snap it with each adjustment change on the settings. Yeah, that's what we're going to do. So I'm going to cut up a few strawberries and get them laid out on the board right here. And yeah, we'll get into it. Alright, now that we have our main set, we're going to go ahead and snap this photo. And we're going to leave anything to change. First things first, make sure that you are shooting on a tripod. The moment that you move the camera, you have to start this process all over again, unless you want to take your time inside of Lightroom and Photoshop and cut out each individual object, which I do not want to do. So we have our frame. I'm going to move it slightly, and I'm also going to dial down the shutter speed just slightly. Alright, so let's talk camera settings. I'm gonna add another light and I'll put it right here to the side of it because it's casting a nasty shadow and I really don't like it. So we're just gonna clamp this off right here. All right, so now that I have eliminated the shower, now that I have eliminated the shadow, first things first is you want to make sure you're shooting on a semi-wide lens or wider. I am shooting at 24 millimeters, which is wide enough for this shot. I am going to use. You also need to make sure you're using a wireless trigger. Again, if you move the camera, you're gonna have to start over and repeat this process. So I'm going to use the trigger that is built into Lightroom to do this. So, get the first shot, set my focus, snap the photo, make sure that everything is in focus first, which it is. So now we have our base layer. The next thing you want to do, the next thing I am going to do is I am going to hot glue gun this right here, this second one, so I can get some shots of it look like it pouring into the glass. Alright, so I could not find my hot glue gun, so I am stuck with sticky tack and painter's tape to get this to hold. So I'm going to open this up, pour this into the cup a little bit, and then I'm going to hold it up again and look on the live view at the same time to get some photos of it pouring. Looking on the live view as well. Alright, so I actually messed up the set, but it's okay because we're going to clean that up in post. We have the shot that we need. So the next thing I want to do is I'm going to take skewers with these strawberries. I'm going to speed through this as well. And I'm just going to use about 3 or 4 different strawberries. I'm going to hover them over just like I did with the milk and take them in different positions. Also make sure you pick good strawberries or a good version of the product you want to use. That way you don't run into any issues. So I think that'll do. Let's go ahead and clean this up. We'll jump right into Lightroom to crop them down to size and into Photoshop, and I'll show you how to composite them too. Alright, so before we jump into Photoshop, we have to jump into Lightroom. And in Lightroom, all we are going to do at this particular time until we get our final image is we are going to crop these down to size. We're going to crop these down to Instagram size, the 4:5 or the 8:10 aspect ratio, and we are simply going to shrink it down to a vertical aspect, top to bottom about right here, and leave it. And we're going to hit done. And then from this point, all we're going to do is select the rest, and to ensure we have the same crop on everything, to ensure we have the same crop location, all we're going to do is hit sync, and you're going to go to crop straighten in aspect ratio, and you're going to hit synchronize, and it's going to do its thing. And just double check it. All of these are going to be exactly the same, as you can see. We're only using this one for the clean plate though. This right here is going to be the clean plate for the background to eliminate the shadows that you see in the rest of this. Alright, so we got all of these. Let's go ahead and copy all of these or save all of these to a folder on the desktop. We're going to export them. Just like so, and we're going to export these to the desktop. Alright, Now that that's done, this is stuff from other previous shoots. Let's go ahead and jump into Photoshop, just by hitting open. We're gonna open up all 19 of those photos. I know it seems like a lot, but yes, we're gonna open up all 19 of those photos. Open them up. All right, so we have all 19 photos. Oh my goodness. And let's go find our clean plate. We're going to here, getting one. All right, now we need the first one that I like with the milk, which I think, yeah. So I selected this one. This is the one I'm gonna stick with. So right now we're gonna bring this over here. We're gonna copy it over here and make a new layer on top. Just like so. Now, what we're gonna do is we're gonna paint away what we don't want to see. So, what I mean by that is we're gonna grab the eraser tool, grab you a decent sized feathered brush, and I think that's too big. Like around 500 should be fine. And you're simply going to erase what you don't want to see. Bingo. I actually erased part of the milk there. That's what I don't want. And there we go. That's all it is to it. Now what we're going to do is we're going to bring in the strawberries one at a time. So we can go ahead and get rid of this one. Let's bring in the strawberries one at a time. So we're going to do the same thing. I could just copy and paste the layer. I know I'm being difficult. And we're going to, again, we're going to erase what we don't want. I.e., I don't like this shadow that's right here. And the skewer. And my hand. And the rest of this. And I'm going to speed through this so you can see the workflow as it goes. All right, I think right there looks good. What we're gonna do is we're gonna export this. Actually, let me go through and see if there's any more that I wanna add in here. I honestly think we're fine. Yeah, I think we're fine. So we're gonna go ahead and save this. And we're gonna export it and we're gonna open it back up in Lightroom. Alright, now that we're back in Lightroom, we're going to go ahead and import that photo from the desktop. And we're going to go to develop. Now that we have it, now we're going to start manipulating the color. I'm going to deepen these reds just a little bit. you go. And I'm gonna bring down the texture just slightly and the clarity down as well, just slightly. And I don't know if you can tell, but these little spots from where I erased that, we're gonna go ahead and clean this up. I should have did it in Photoshop, but it'll work here as well. So what we're gonna do is do this. I'm just gonna bring this down just a tad bit. Sort of fixes the strawberry. Let's see how that looks. Not too bad. But this is just to show you how to create this type of photo. I am going to crop this down one more time. 4x5. It's already there. I'm going to bring it down a little bit more and cut off a few of these strawberries. I don't want to cut off the milk, but let's do that. I think right here looks good. And there you have it, folks. That is how you create a dynamic photo. You can use this for anything. Yeah. Actually, I'm gonna uncrop this. I think that looks better. What do you think? All right, so yeah. And from here, all you have to do is save it and export. All right, folks, there you have it. That is how you create a dynamic product photo shoot with a little bit of compositing. Until next time, be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Peace, YouTube.